we just discussed how search engines have these automated programs that scour the web and index pages based on terms, positions of terms, where they appear in the particular document, and so on and so forth. Once you enter your search terms in and it goes through its index, how does a search engine determine how to order the entries that you have? It has assignments of weights to those entries, basically scores on a number of different parameters. Now, Google itself claims that they have about 200 different parameters that they use in order to rank your search results. They certainly use a combination of what terms are in a particular page, what the position is, if it has links to other pages using those terms or other pages with those terms, if it uses the terms in the meta tags describing its content, the font size, the font kind, the capitalization. All of these things get a higher weighting because they suggest that the paper is very much about the terms that you're searching. But what really distinguished Google originally was the development of this idea of a page rank system. Essentially, page rank system crowdsources quality. It essentially says that good sources, sources that are about the topics that you're interested in, but are also very accurate, well written, and highly organized by people with good credentials and commitment to accurate presentation of material, right? Those are the pages that are going to become the most popular. And so PageRank looks at the traffic to and from a page. It looks at whether other pages link to that page, whether that page links to other popular pages, and so on. And so PageRank essentially says quality will rise to the surface, whereas bad pages will disappear because people won't want to look at them. They won't consult them over and over again, and so on. The final element that determines weighting and presentation of your search results has to do with profit. So all search engines will have some sponsored links or advertisements that they display along with the search results. These often are very easily identified, but sometimes they're much less easily identified as advertisements or pages that are ranked higher because of some incentive that the search engine got. In addition to that, search engines, in order to try and become your go-to search engine, your favorite search engine, have introduced what are called personalization algorithms. Personalization algorithms try to look at your past internet history, your interests, the sort of pages that you've gone to in the past, how long you've spent on those pages, all sorts of things that are in the cookies in your browser and so on, and then tries to take that into account in ranking the entries in your page so that you'll feel like the searches that you enter on this search engines are ones that really seem to be responsive to what you're the most interested in. So all of this actually seems reasonably good. It seems like it accomplishes a lot, and an average search that you get should return within at least the first page or so some decent results. And so you might think, well, there's nothing really wrong with this. But it's important for you to remember that none of the features that are important to you as a consumer of information, as someone who's searching for accurate, comprehensible, clearly presented, well-organized material, those aren't the things that the search engines are looking for directly. They're only looking for those things indirectly. And so, for instance, PageRank can be influenced by all sorts of things that aren't necessarily well correlated with quality. So a portal that's been around for a very long time, for example, will be a portal that has a lot of connections to and from it, whereas a new page will have very few connections to and from it. And so the older portal will be favored above the newer portal. And so there is a sort of element of conservatism in the search algorithms. In addition to that, right, some topics are topics that are dominated by people with a particular perspective. So if you search vaccines, for example, you might well get a whole bunch of stuff from anti-vaxxers, or you might get the CDC page, depending on, for instance, your search history. Those are quite different approaches to the topic of vaccination. All right? And so whenever you think about what you're getting in your search results, you have to take those things into account. In addition to that, right, some topics are just topics that don't have a lot of material on them. So if you see, say, some ad for a new supplement and you're thinking, wow, I wonder how good that supplement is, I'll just search for it here on Google, what you'll likely get is not stuff from the American Medical Association or researchers in the biomedical research areas. That won't be the sort of results you'll probably get. What you'll probably get are pages that were created by the marketers of that supplement. And so when you search in Google, in Bing, in any search engine, you need to keep those things in mind, that the search engine itself isn't reading, assessing, or understanding any of that content. It's just matching content and relying on users to pick out the better versions of the content that seems to correspond well to your search term. So if you keep that in mind, you can see why search engines are incredibly powerful, really an indispensable tool, but they aren't the be-all and end-all of finding information on the internet.